Yeah.
And here we go, y'all. We back. Another episode of the Town Crier with new faces over here. Y'all see the world? We have some new members on the pod right now. Still have some old ones. Still don't have some old ones. But we'll get to all of that later. Right now, let's introduce ourselves to this bright new start right here. First off, we have
Stacks Cordero.
Stacks Cordero. Yeah, for real. Everybody, go on. Let her know. The first lady of the pod.
Let's
you
go.
You know what I mean? The first lady and the first lady. You know what I mean?
The first lady, the first lady.
And Stacks is actress, writer, media mogul, queen of the jungle. Tell us about yourself. What's going on?
I'm from Harlem, so that says a whole lot right there. You know how we do. We hustle.
All the world stand up.
Right. For every hustle there is, we on it.
That's right.
All my hustles are legal. All my hustles are creative.
That's right.
So, you know, all things media, all things entertainment, that's me. So You need a dope script, I got you. You need a dope script to be brought to life, I got you.
All right. There we go. Then we got my man, long-time family right here. Space God, the God we used to go at it with the sports. At one point, we're going to get to that soon. my man, Space God. Shout out Dark Boys Clothing, too. Tell us about it, man. What's up?
Space God, Harlem. Dark Boys. Shout out to my nigga Chizo.
Social media influencer.
Yeah. Get on a lot of people nerds on IG. As always. Most blocked. Most flagged. Some people might say most hated.
The Dominican mudslide, but he's not.
The creator of the Dominican mudslide.
Right.
Yo, literally, y'all, we just created a drink right here. We literally just took this bottle of Brugal that I just got from DR, mixed it up with some Bailey's cream, and created the Fireworks drink.
Dominican mudslide.
Oh
Y'all ain't never tried
Do
it.
not drink this unless you plan on sliding.
Oh,
For real.
my God. Well, guess what, y'all? I have not. Mine is still just Bailey's.
That's right. Oh, my God.
It's still just because I have to see how it affects y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so by the end of the show, we're gonna see it might be beads of sweat. I gotta see how y'all walk up out of
See, that's why women are smart. Let's be the men, be
He
the
just
sacrificial
jumped in
lamb.
and was like, "All right." I'm like, "You gonna
Most
try
men,
that?"
most men be like, just one more shift. Just one more
Oh
shift.
my God!
But real talk,
Lab rats.
the real talk, this drink is crazy. But anyway.
Yo, Lord Stacks.
That's all right. That's all. Like I said, y'all will be the sacrificial lambs tonight.
Oh, indeed.
My camera will be operable.
But lots changed since our last pod. Believe it or not, the last pod we did, we actually only sent out clips of it. And if you check our site, by the way, I always forget this: hit like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. We're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're gonna do a lot this year. We've talked about a lot already. Last time we were here, Johnny the Storm was on here. We all go through little things in lives right now. Right now, we got different paths we going on. So, shout out to the Storm. He definitely was a bona fide member of this right here. KK, my favorite Nigerian's on CPT right now. That's why he ain't here, but he's on the way. He's on the way. He'll be here. But we're gonna jump into it. And one of the things, I forgot, so I'm on watch now. It ain't like before. Okay. One of the things we're going to talk about, this cell phone situation, the goods and the bads, the pros and the cons of this. I mean, we've come from a different era. Remember, we talk about people who was there when there wasn't cell phones. There wasn't Google Maps when you had to go. You had to write down instructions. You coming from Chicago or something, that's a mission right there. You know what I mean? But
You had the big map you had to open up.
Forget
As
about
long
it.
as you knew the major highways.
That's right. And the funny thing is, I don't know if have you ever seen on the map with the U.S. It's actually real easy to drive this country. You know how we have I-95 on the East Coast? On the West Coast, they have the 5. In the middle, it's 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 70, 85, 95. And from the bottom, we got I-80 in Jersey, I-90's upstate, then it's 70, 60, 50. So believe it or not, it's actually really not that hard to drive this country. But when you need, side interstate route 22B and all of that, that's when it gets real. That's when if you don't have them Google Maps, it's live. But there's definitely been benefits. I mean, unmeasurable benefits to cell phones and media and all of that. But society's also lost a bit, and there's definitely some pitfalls that we're gonna have to really, really address. Even something just happened. They Governor Hochul, I think she's trying to ban cell phone usage for kids in school right now. Period.
They're not even supposed to have the phones. Normally, they're supposed to check the phones when they come in.
Yeah, but you remember what happened? They used to have a truck outside where kids had to put the cell phones in the truck, and they robbed the truck.
That's
and
crazy.
took all the kids' cell phones.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But they were being kept in school where you were supposed to turn it in. There was like a little bin. Like how you check your your change, your keys, and all of that when you go to an event. It was like that. The kids put their phones in that.
I mean, how much longer extra is that going to take out of one of the administrators' curriculum? This kid, that's my iPhone 16 Pro Max 512 gig. That ain't my Samsung A02, right?
Because their pictures, their passcode, it's a lot of ways that they could go about it. But the cell phones, I'm in agreement that they're definitely a really big distraction. And I can tell you how I know. One day I forgot my phone at home. And at first I was pissed off. But then it made me look at everybody. And I was like, wow, everybody is walking with their head down. Yeah. Everybody's walking with their head down. Some people are happy. Some people are angry. Some people are arguing. Some people are just scrolling. Some people are just like stuck, watching whatever it is that they're watching. But I was like, wow, anything could be happening on this bus, because it was a bus. Yeah. And everybody, even the elders, had their heads down.
Yeah.
It was a very scary thing. And so in watching that, I was kind of happy that I left my phone at home. I wasn't upset by a text message. I wasn't arguing on a phone. I wasn't so wrapped up that I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. Like, you see people literally tripping all the time because they're not paying attention to where they're going. It's because they're so engrossed in what's happening on the cell phone.
Nah, that's right. All right.
Yeah, the kids definitely need not to be on a cell phone when they're crossing the street. You know how many kids I see almost get hit by a car?
And they don't care because they'll argue.
And they so into the phone. I'm like, that's crazy. Like,
bro, forget the car. You know how many have been hit by trains when they dropped their phone in the tracks?
Because they're going to get it.
Yeah, they that's their whole life in there.
Right.
Yeah, but why? I want to know why the schools don't have lockers where every kid should put their phone in a locker.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the whole purpose of this legislation right now. They trying to, get things under control. And
let me say something else. And if you get caught with your phone in the classroom, 5-day suspension. So it makes you put your phone in the locker. I don't trust putting your phone in no truck and nothing like that anyway, because we don't know if it's an inside job.
Yeah,
niggas lined them up just to get the phone, sell them shit, send them somewhere, whatever. But put your phone in the locker.
Yeah,
you need the phone sometimes, because phones like that with kids. Say for instance, some kid gets snatched and got the phone, and the snatcher don't know he got a phone. You can track your kid that way, but
real talk, I like that though. I like that 5-day suspension. It's gonna be rough in the beginning, but they'll get used to it.
You know how many kids want to be suspended for 5 days?
Yeah, that's the other problem.
It depends on the parent, because now if you get a parent like myself, 5-day suspension, it's gonna be the worst 5 days of your life.
Yeah.
So your kid wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but then
your
got
kid
kids
wouldn't do
out
that.
there
But
that's
you
their
have
own parent.
Right. The latchkey kids that don't care. They're gonna be doing the wrongest things that they.
That's true.
Right.
You got a point. You got a point with that. But don't it go against your record with it being suspended? Now if that kid is a good kid that looking to get somewhere far, and they got that on their record, that means you don't want to be a problem kid as well to go to the Princetons or the Yales and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm thinking maybe an in-school suspension.
Like
school
detention, like a detention system.
Yeah, so like during the day you got to spend time with the principal, or you got to spend time with the dean, and not the dean of your choice, the one that's going to give you a hard time.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Or school community service.
Yeah.
Go clean out the bathrooms.
Y'all sound like y'all belong on the archdiocese of this joint right now. Y'all got some good ideas over here. I hear that.
Listen.
For real. All All right, but check. Let's jump to the benefits.
All right.
Let's jump before we go to the name. Let's jump to the benefit. What are the benefits of cell phone? What's the obvious? I mean,
You just said it. Navigation.
information available at the moment. You have a high-speed computer in your hand. Anything you press, you get the answer from.
Communication. FaceTime.
Bank account. You keep your eyes on your money at all times.
Right.
Right.
Another place where you can make money too.
Yeah.
And not just that, another place where you can make money without them seeing the color of your skin.
Well, they can always Google you.
Yeah.
Or they can look
always
at your
hit
name.
that
Your name will tell you your color of your skin.
Well, it depends on what type of name you got. Your name is Ball Kent
Now,
Jenkins.
if you black and your name is Brad, you might have a shot.
Yeah, for real.
If your
Come on, somebody on Linux have
name-
named Brad.
you mean-
Brad Johnson is forever up for him. Bradley Johnson,
You ain't Boom Tequa Smith.
right?
For real. You
Boom.
ain't
She's gonna shorten it to Boom.
Yep.
As she should. They'll be like Boom Smith. I love that name.
Yep.
Her resume looks great. Call her in.
Oh my gosh.
She's just gonna have to change it to Boom. That's it.
then you got
That's it.
if your name Booby Gibson, then they know who you are.
Yeah.
They probably think you talking to somebody else and could be a black guy, black Brad.
Another benefit too is you found people from 30 years ago you never thought you would see again.
Right.
You know what I
Facebook.
mean? You know what the thing? I remember when we used to get on the train. You used to get on the, you ride the train. You see a girl, you like, you holler, you get a number or something. You lose that number, it's like I see you next lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really the case now. You can actually literally find people, and track them down and stuff like that. It's a good and a bad thing, though. You know what I mean? But at the same time,
So somebody you should have left in the past. I should have never looked you up.
for real.
I should have never. Man,
There's some people that make you take down all of your social media sites for a couple of days. And
black
for
party.
real.
It is called a black party.
A black party.
That's right. Everybody you don't want to be associated with. Black. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Do I do it all the time? No, because then I start weighing.
Yeah. Well, they say bad publicity is good publicity.
That's what I'm saying. Watch me.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jerry Jones. He said all publicity is good publicity.
That part.
You empty on that Dominican mudslide. That thing was pretty good
see
for
him-
you over
you
there.
see him slide in my
see
chair.
it.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to step over him to get in.
All right. So, my favorite Nigerian just walked in the door right now. KK has stepped in the building right now.
What's going on? How you doing?
He coming in fashionably late, like he skipped to my Louis Rucker or something like that. This dude right here, man. Dude. No, I hear you, man. How you feeling?
Good.
That's right. I was protecting your mic for you.
Pause.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
What?
You're right.
Oh
This
my-
mudslide. No. He got me. Listen.
Everything is the
Yeah,
point.
for real. It's the mudslide. I gotta watch out. The bottle. We have a mudslide. You ever heard of a Dominican mudslide?
You better have one right now.
Oh yeah. He said you bought that back. You're gonna find out right now.
He said you brought it back. He had one before.
No, for real.
From the DR.
I invented it too.
Oh yeah, we just created it. You need this, and you gotta mix it with that, and that's cool. You're not lactose or nothing like that, right? Oh my gosh.
It's lactose. What y'all talking about? Nice to meet you, kid.
Oh yeah.
Hello, nice to meet you. Stacks.
These are first time introductions right now. So, you know what I mean? We definitely we got a crew now. I'm liking how we doing. So right now we talking about cell phones and how they're affecting not just the kids, us, what's changed. You know what I mean? Between now and then, we did the benefits of cell phones. Now we're going to go through the pitfalls, the negatives. So, scientifically, they say cell phones make you more introverted. You know, we were more outside before, and now everybody's inside. I don't know if that's just cell phones. It might be video games,
was
too,
COVID.
technology. What?
That was COVID and videos. It was videos first, but then COVID made everybody like back away from each other.
True.
Because we were all sick. You hear somebody coughing on the train right now,
Yeah, it was serious on the train during COVID. Anybody anybody that coughed, you was at the other end of the train
Right.
real quick. You know, it was It felt like the Y2K.
Especially when motherfuckers cough and don't cover their mouth.
I hate that.
Yeah. But people really was outside during COVID. I remember Harlem during COVID. He was outside.
It was ghost town.
Nah, I don't know.
In the beginning.
Your man Steve and his Club 127, they was outside.
Oh yeah. When they start to uplift the coming back outside a little bit.
Yeah.
He turned the block into a club.
Yeah. Nah. Shout out to
Shout out to my man Louis.
Yeah, but not just COVID. Though. I just want to add something to that. Not just COVID, like based on everything going on in the society. It's the new, all the agendas. Like everybody's going to work. You see what I'm saying? The family's pretty much broken up. So I think the society, for some time now, there's been this push about on me, myself, and I, a lot of individualism, and I think. A little bit of that started before COVID somehow. I know COVID kind of, showed up, put a light to everything. But it's been that way because, the biggest agenda of the state is to hold the people to, like, be able to control the people.
Right.
And when the people are divided, it is easier to control the people. You see what I'm saying?
So you think cell phones help them control us better?
I think the system, the state pushes a lot of mechanism that does not unite the people, because just the essence of leadership and ruling, you know what I'm saying? The people, whenever anarchy is the greatest fear of the state, so whenever the people are together, so the state actually works, with propaganda, all kinds of mechanism. It's kind of deep, but it keeps the people at large, like, not coming together.
But at the same time, it's kind of funny because now it's harder to get away with stuff. Once people catch you on video, it go viral, the whole world know, but I guess it makes it almost easier for them to say, we don't care that y'all know, and we still going to get away with it. What you going to do?
That's the challenge, though.
Yeah.
To see whether or not they can get away with it.
Yeah.
Because once you're caught on one of those cameras outside,
Yeah.
it's over for you.
Yeah. True indeed.
I feel like we under a microscope.
Yeah.
They said the eye in the sky, like if you do Google Earth and they look down on you, they already know pretty much all the lab studies and stuff how cell phones is a form of brainwashing, mind control. Like she said, she ain't have her phone one day and looked and everybody's head was down. That's like hypnosis almost. Old folks, young folks is in their phone. For one, people want to be antisocial when they're in public transportation because they don't really want to be bothered. But even though a nut job might come on and start some shit, but you feel like if you're in your phone, they'll keep going.
That eye contact is serious.
Makes it easier to ignore.
Right.
So that's a form of brainwashing. When you get off, you still on your phone. And then when the phone die, they lose their mind.
Yeah.
Or the phone is in red, I gotta get a charge. Come on, that's crazy.
It's funny. They say there was a scientific study that said cell phones are more addictive than crack cocaine.
Wow.
And another thing, why don't they make rehab?
Cell phone rehab?
Yes.
What would that class look like? If you was the teacher of that class, walk me through the first 5 minutes of that class, Randy. I need to hear this.
Cell phone rehab?
Yep.
Okay. First of all, you can't come in there with no cell phone.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Don't come with no cell phone. I don't care. Get a watch. Forgot the time. Don't say, I need my cell phone for the time. No, you don't. Get a watch. You come in there.
It's a smart watch. They're going to be doing the same thing on a smart watch.
You come in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have, like the teachers used to do us, I'm going to have the little prompter playing of how we used to be sociable in the street, riding bikes, playing. Give them all the stuff that we came up on to show that you really don't need a cell phone. So now, cell phone could be a necessity for certain things, but you don't got to be everything.
Yeah.
And if you willing to take a $350 ticket for texting and driving,
That's crazy.
that's addiction. That's a big fine.
That's
And you willing to do that?
That's
And
too
it's
much
like
money.
5-6 points or something like that.
That's your whole license.
on, man.
Because it takes 6 points to get the license. And sometimes you can get there in one little stinking point. You're like, oh my God. That's too much.
Yeah, so you willing to risk that? And they tell you no cell phones, like doctors and stuff. No cell phones on the floor. They still texting and stuff. And somebody over there on a respirator,
On the
you still
floor.
texting.
They tell you
Come
no
on.
cell phones on the plane while it's taking off. Like it might disrupt the plane and people don't
They
care.
say put an airplane mode,
Yo,
right?
for real. Like you gonna let us die because you got to send this text out right now. Like come on, it's real.
So that's letting you know why not have rehab. You got rehab for coke.
See,
And crack.
I'd let them come in with their phone so I can take it from them so they can pull back, relax. Okay, this is where the healing begins. It's okay. Start and let them see you.
Everybody put their phones in front of them.
Yeah, for real.
So after we got off yesterday on the phone talking about this phone issues, right? So I went to do a little bit of research, and I'd seen a show, an episode of Joe Rogan
Yeah.
with Elon Musk talking about cell phone. And there's one aspect people don't even talk about, it's radiation.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of time, like put it away out of your bed, out of your pillow when you go
Yeah.
into bed and then. And this guy, what's his name? The new, some guy, he's a medical expert. He was talking about how men have our sperm count
Yeah.
has been getting lower and lower, like from the
Paper
90s and the
towel.
2000s and everything.
Paper towel.
It's stuff like this, like radiation and stuff like this. That's why they said
Because the cell phone's in your pocket, yeah.
your pocket
You're
and
not
stuff,
supposed to
you
lay
know.
the phone on your chest, any of that stuff, yeah.
and what it does too, you know, I heard it's affecting our some kind of reproductive organs or something,
Cancer too.
cancer as well, and a whole lot of things.
Nah, that's seriously, bro. Seriously.
Brain
What?
cancer
Yeah,
and testicle cancer when they keep it on around their waist, their stomach.
Yeah.
Breast cancer when they put it inside their bras and holding their bras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's so much radiation that come out the phones.
You know, and it's all it's in the airwaves, you know. I mean,
They say Bluetooth ain't good either.
yeah. Any kind of radio waves near your head and body, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But I mean, you know, if it ain't one thing, it's another. You know, I
Right.
guess people just, you know, go with that rationale and just kind of run with it. But so what else is there? They say social media, you know, the attention people desire when they get likes. They talk about the dopamines. Remember we was talking about
Yeah.
the dopamines when you get a like or somebody hits subscribe, like they like me. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, love me.
I
You
seen
know?
this guy. What's his name? The guy that founder of Facebook, Zuckerberg, when
yeah.
he was Congress, so he was getting grilled. So one of the biggest thing on the internet is actually the like button. That's what hits dopamine. Kids can't sleep. Has a lot of, you know, a lot of psychology. They came up with that, and that does a lot of. That's where all the whole thing is. So that's very real. Like,
It is.
That's another addiction too.
because that's
Social
why he
media.
mentioned coke earlier. He mentioned coke, even cell phone, the addiction, sugar. It's the same thing as the like button. It's all hits the same
Yeah.
dopamine. All very addictive. Very, very.
But it's more dangerous because the mind is everything.
Yeah.
The mind is everything.
It's
Because
true.
once this is destroyed, it's probably great no chance you coming back.
Yeah.
That's real though.
And it's an overload. The scrolling, every video is some kind of shock and awe or some
And,
crazy.
and again, part of the consequence, again, like TikTok, we're having now a shorter memory. Like folks are having shorter memories. Folks cannot go deep in deliberation because guess what? That was how they make TikTok after YouTube. So, you know, just scrolling up like 60 seconds videos. And so it's kind of like over a period of time, it makes us short-tempered because, you know, you don't even want to see a 10-minute video. People
Yeah.
spend time 2 hours. You just want to see like those short videos, and it just kind of shortens our
And it's tailored to
Yeah,
capture
attention
your
span.
attention. Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah, because I'll be honest. If something looks like it's not interesting to me, somebody sent me a video. I'm telling you, somebody sent me a video that was like 37 minutes. So I'm accustomed to
Sure.
30 seconds, maybe 60, and it looked interesting. Until, you know, I just tapped the screen for a bit and it's there at 37. I said, no, I'm not.
You see-
I'm guilty.
Yeah.
I am guilty. But I will also, I'll tell you something.
That's a short film.
Today, 30, come on.
That ain't no
I
video.
have
That's a
other
short
things
film.
to do than sit here and watch a 37-minute
Yeah,
video.
that was why it was a success.
But
TikTok.
What I would do
Right.
is I'll give them the minute and 50 seconds.
Yo.
I would
I'll give you
them
that,
real.
but I'm not. That's
now,
all you got.
It better catch my attention. Or I'm getting off for it.
Yeah.
That's
Same
why
thing
I
with
heard
a
the
movie.
report. That's why I heard the report that most people are watching their news now for the first time on YouTube, more than contemporary
Yeah.
news channels and stuff like that. Because you know they sit down for a news 7 o'clock news. They start talking all these things slowly. They're going to talk about the weather. You might want to hear something else. You go to social media, like you said, 2
Right.
minutes, 1 minute. You know what you want. You go to
Yeah,
the next
that's
one.
it.
So in 10 minutes, you probably like had more realistic information to yourself for you than having sat there for like 45 minutes. They're saying like kind of recycling the same news and.
How about this though? When's the last time you bought a newspaper?
Do they still exist?
They all, they all.
The Daily News like $3 now. Remember it was a quarter? Remember it used to be a quarter?
That's
Yo.
crazy.
Like $2-3 now.
It's done.
But
It's
why would I
done.
buy a newspaper when the newspaper's in your phone?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Because to me, all right, I don't know about you guys, but I would rather have a book in my hands than have a Kindle and just scroll. It's something about turning the pages for me. I know I
You
can.
sound like
I
my
can.
wife.
Well, she's a smart woman.
Yeah.
There's something about turning the page for me, and then it can also, you can see how far you've come. On a Kindle, you can't really see that. You can only measure that by the actual page.
Yeah.
It's something about that, something about the bookmark, something about going into a Barnes and Nobles or a bookstore or something like that. Like, I feel like the cell phone kills a lot of that. Now, what I noticed today, my nephew, from when he was he's only 3. He's going to be 4, but he's very, very intelligent. Today, he's asking me, not even 4, Auntie, what's your password? Because I just want to do a video. And I'm like, what? The password to your phone. Does it start with 5? Or does it start with 1? And I'm like, is he about to guess the shit? But I didn't give it to him because I just said, I kind of kept his mind off of the phone. I didn't want him to end up in my bank account. I didn't want him to end up in the cash shop. I don't want him sending anybody messages. He likes to FaceTime people. I don't want you FaceTiming folks, and don't do that.
Yo.
You know what I mean? Because I don't FaceTime people like that. But what I'm saying is that the cell phone also has the mind of the kids, whether they're playing videos on your, if they're playing games or if they're wandering over to adult videos on YouTube. Like, from when they were babies, him and my nephew were able to navigate my phone and even ignore calls. Where I'm like, nah, I wasn't
Kids
ignoring
good for that.
calls, but they like, at 1 year old, they know how to swipe up and ignore the call.
The
At
kids are
1.
smart. The kids definitely do that.
Yeah.
So
My
now-
grandson do that. He'll be looking at something on the phone
Yo.
and send it to end like.
Right, he's not
like,
trying to hear that.
you don't see somebody call.
No.
I'm watching my show. I
Right.
said,
Right. It's up
But
to
they're
you.
advanced. but a lot of times, parents use that as the babysitting tool too.
They do. They do. But you can also see where you go wrong, especially if your phone or your iPad is not charged. Because I have a business phone that wasn't charged. He was like, "Why is your phone not charged?" Again, he's not 4. This phone needs to be charged, Auntie, because it's dead. I said, it is. And my iPad for work, I hope y'all not watching, but my iPad for work is only at 1%. This iPad is going to die because the battery. And I'm like, damn, he's not 4.
Yeah.
They're on top of it.
Yeah.
They on it.
So there's there's that intelligent part,
It's evolution.
right?
Evolution.
But then there's that very childlike part that you'll see adults.
I mean, the
Experience
kids are
this
definitely
if their
missing a lot
phones
of
die.
common sense with the phone because
Yeah.
there was an article that came out recently. This is the generation that read the least. So, like you said, it's very important to know how to read. You see, when you type in text messages as well, auto spellings and everything.
Right.
So they're not even able to crack their brain to know how to spell like back in the days. You know what I'm saying? And this stems from reading. When you're reading, you know new words. You got to write them down and everything. So a lot of mechanics definitely been lost. The kids suffering a lot.
Yeah,
a lot
see.
lost.
Then, not too long ago, I went down to Delaware. I got some family down there. And we're in the house watching something. And I see all the little boys, like 3, 4 of them, 14, 15 year old, they're all looking at one phone and their eyes are just wide open. A little too wide open. So I creep over there and watch. They watching a porno.
Oh man, who's
Is
uncle?
this what you're supposed to do? That's what she do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now, how
phone was that?
they doing it on the sneak? You know what I'm
Whose
saying?
phone was that?
One of them had a phone, I don't know whose phone. It wasn't mine.
phone
It wasn't,
was
you don't look
that?
at me. It wasn't me.
See.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying it was yours.
So now that brings another question: what age is the right age that they should first get their cell phone? What age?
I would think if you
6.
feel like 6.
Look, I knew that.
No, he had a
that.
point. No. I'm gonna tell you something why he's right. It's not about what age you get a point. It's about parental control on the phones.
Right.
So he's right. If a kid can communicate, there's an essence always to have a line of communication. But parental control on the phone, he could definitely have a phone at 4 years old to communicate. But I know what you're exclaiming for. But I mean,
You want to know why I said 6?
if it's locked
'Cause
down, then he
that's
can
when
go promiscuous.
The majority of the parents cut loose and let the kids go to school on their own, or you're taken to a certain point and then basically let them
But
go
understand,
to
there's
school from there.
other devices they can have. Like they got
Yeah,
watches
it's
now
got
that
got a
can
gizmo
operate
though, a
as a
gizmo
phone.
and everything.
You know,
Right.
Oh yeah,
So
salesman.
You over here talking about gizmo.
Yeah, because he said a watch. I remember the gizmo
You know,
watch.
there's ways to communicate without, but I'm be honest. My daughter, I had to get her first phone at 8, but understand, my daughter lived in another country, so I had to make sure she was
So that
always
was a
able
good reason for it.
at all times to call.
Right.
But if I would say here, I'd probably say 10. Maybe
10.
around 10.
It depends on
10. They get a tablet before that, so, you know,
circumstance.
they could-
Right.
It depends on the circumstance. Some kids are raised by their both parents. Some kids single parent. There are other dynamics, like you said. Sometimes they are present. You know, when I had my gizmo of my, you know what I'm saying? It was like it depends on some kind of dynamics and sentiment. At some point, you might want to reach out to your son. You don't want to reach out to baby mama. Something you want to be able to get a straight line. And trust me,
that
Right.
part.
trust me. I mean, when
you gotta get in contact.
That part.
the phone because you don't want to talk to you.
Because sometimes
So that's why guys, you reach him direct, you can reach me. You don't want to call mommy on mommy's phone, and you know what I'm saying.
That
You
part.
smell, you know.
because baby mama and baby father can't co-parent.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need the mediator is the
Yeah,
kid.
trust
so you
me, yo.
go with the kid.
Right.
Huh?
Well,
This is
that's
real. You know about that.
No, that's look, you hear this? For real. Yeah, we all
What do you
know.
mean you know about that?
Yeah, yo, for real. You know, it sounds like we need another mudslide. I need a Dominican mudslide.
Get it.
Oh, so what do you mean about that? If you need another smudge slide,
Yo, for real. Man. Just drumming up thoughts right. In a minute, I'm gonna start
you
confessing
just
like
call
Usher.
you just
No.
call a flashback.
For real. Listen, y'all. Town Crier, do not forget to like and subscribe. Hit that
And
button.
share.
And share.
And of course, let us know what you think.
That's
Your
right.
thoughts on all this.
We need y'all. We need y'all to get involved. Anything else we missed with the cell phone? They do say a couple of other things.
The
One,
cons.
addiction, yes. Anxiety, withdrawal, difficulty in life, difficulty in relationships, mental health. You know, the fear of being without a cell phone is called nomophobia. The fear of being
Nomophobia.
nomophobia, the fear of being without your cell phone.
I can speak to the relationship part of a cell phone.
Okay.
Damn, that's some of that real shit.
It's very real.
That's like cook. You know, you be with your shot in the house, can't even have a conversation. You know, feeling yourself. No, trust me, and that's what happens. Like I'm sorry to cut you off. Like in the restaurant, people still take off your cell phone.
I don't like
Go
that.
ahead, yeah. Go
No,
ahead, sir.
I don't
yeah,
like that.
I know.
I've experienced that
Yeah,
where
it's chronic.
you know, we're at dinner and you have why are you on your phone? What's that about?
Like you said, you know, this is rehab is chronic
very
issues.
rude. Put that away.
It could be your significant side piece.
Yeah, but it could
No.
mean a lot of things. It's a
Talk to her- talk to
subliminal
her.
It could
shot.
be.
When you
it
go
could-
to the bathroom,
It could be
not-
business.
No.
It could be that you boring.
It could be just giving a
There's a bunch of
nonchalant
things.
attitude to a relationship.
That,
Yeah,
it could
Which
be
is wrong.
that
Yeah.
you're rude.
It
as
is wrong.
hell.
It's wrong. Definitely
That's
wrong.
what it could be. It could be that you're rude as hell.
Very rude.
Yeah, I don't like it.
you got to remember
Put your phone away.
80% of communication is nonverbal. So,
It
like
is.
he said, even that sends a lot of message. Like he brings the phone while you're out there, or she brings the phone. She texts him while I'm there. This happened before. Like it's trust me, it's definitely shots.
And they don't realize
It's
that they're
definitely
being
shots.
watched. Like,
It's
oh,
definitely
you
shots.
have to be on your phone
Nah.
right now. Got it.
First things
Okay.
first.
But
Like
then
she
it's
acting like
then it's
some
the
serious
addiction
thing
part.
while we talking.
That's your business.
That's the we talking about addiction. Like
It's all a
No.
lot.
you
trust
can't
me.
leave your phone down for 10 minutes.
No.
That's crazy.
You listen. It's a thing where you even have to ask for it. In my last relationship, I asked for it. I said, "Can we have a date with no cell phones?"
What?
Just I
you have
asked
to
for
say
it.
that pre
Yes,
sitting
Yes.
pre-date. That's
Yes.
dope though. That's cool.
I asked for it. Right. And
I
then
respect that.
and then I broke it because I took a call from my daughters. But it was after.
broke it.
Hold on. It was after. It was like a dinner movie type of thing that we went to. You know, where you have
Yeah.
dinner at the movies, and we
Oh,
had
dining.
a walk there, a walk back. You know what I mean? And so we were good. So once we were back, then I got the call. So not to say that the whole night is over. The whole night wasn't over. But the point is, my daughters live in a different state. I said, this is my daughter. She don't live here, so this don't count. If I'm just taking a random call, if it's just a random text message, then that's different. But it's not like I had to take the phone out and text somebody while we're watching a movie. If you that married to the situation, I'm good on that. But in regards to the cell phone, right? At think everybody can agree with this. If you've said something to somebody and you're waiting for them to respond to you on the phone and they don't, that could like ruin your whole day.
Yeah.
You don't know whether or not their phone died. You don't know if they leaving you on red. You don't know if they're ignoring you. You don't know what it is, but it's annoying because you're sitting there and you're waiting for this response.
But see, shout to WhatsApp, because on WhatsApp, you know, if that joint turned blue, they looked at it. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, yeah, on WhatsApp, but then not really. I'm
But how
more
about
on a
how about they
regular
cut
text
that
message.
feature off? You know, you cut that feature off, right?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
If they going through that, that's too much.
No.
They know Jedi secrets.
Because she right. But when a person know you and know how you are, that's the games people play to irk you.
Wow.
That's crazy.
real.
Yeah, that's what they do. Like you can, because like you said on WhatsApp, it come up check or 2 checks.
Yeah.
They know it got through. They ain't seen
I
it.
think how it goes is the 1 check means you sent it.
no, yeah,
2 checks
yeah.
mean it was delivered. And third, the blue mean they looked at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then same way with Apple iPhone, it would say read, right? But then you cut that off. You don't know if the person's seen it or not.
I don't like that either.
But people do that on purpose.
I don't like that either.
So
We were going to
I
go
don't.
at one point. We were going to go iPhone versus Android to see which is which. But to tell you the honest truth, it's a waste of time.
It's really not.
Like
Let's
what
get
you
into
like.
it. What you got?
You what?
What you got?
I'm Android all
You
day.
Android
I'm
all day. Who
all
else is
day.
Android?
I mean, like basically, the people can be right. Most people in the world use Android. Android sells more, so just based on that fact, iPhone is a little more.
So you have an Android?
I have an Android, basically.
y'all can.
And what you have?
I used to be an advocate for Android,
Huh?
and then I got harassed to be an Apple person.
So now you're Apple head?
Boy, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
Got it. I'm an Apple head too. But what I will say is that Android has the best cameras. Y'all cameras. What? Their
Yeah,
cameras
yeah,
are
bro.
the best.
Not
The best pictures.
Um,
Because Samsung used to be camera. I'm
the
sorry.
14 Pro, the 15, 16, they cameras ain't too far behind now with
Nah,
them.
bro,
With
you
the
bugging.
thing.
Those are like 50 megapixel. Yo, the phones we got, I can see craters on the moon if I zoom in.
Yo.
Is there 200 megapixel long range? Insane. Even the Google Pixels camera.
That's
listen,
cute. That's cute. But I know when I was in Jamaica and people had them Androids and them joints wasn't coming out right. Yo, let me get your Apple phone. Oh, now you want the Apple phone to take the picture.
Nah, them dudes had.
All up in Jamaica breaking all your paper.
now you want now you want this.
Them dudes had them
Now I ain't gonna lie. When it wasn't the 14, the other joints, Android kicked them out the park. These new ones, them Pro Max and stuff. It looked like I could shoot a whole video, a whole movie.
Well, you can though.
Listen,
You can. When iMovie, you can.
The truth of the matter is this: iPhones are more secure. It is much harder to hack an iPhone. You can't even download an app to an iPhone unless it's been pre-approved by Apple. So
Right.
it's hard to get through that. Android is you break it, you bought it. You hit that wrong button and it hit like and subscribe, and that wasn't the like and subscribe. You just invited the whole world in. But Android is more customizable to your life. You know,
and
That's
it's
really the
more
difference.
free. Stuff is more free on Android.
Yeah, that's the only
That's
reason
it.
why I like the
Yeah.
Android. Like you can get into apps.
Everything
and
is free.
All those extra bills. I was like, what is this? What is this extra $50? Hey, what am I paying for?
It doesn't come. In
No.
Android?
On iPhone.
Yeah, that's why
That's
I
what
can
I'm
have
saying.
an iPhone.
Yeah, so I cut off
They
all
want to
of
charge
the
you for
Apple
all
stuff.
apps.
Yeah, that's why I
cut
can
off
have an
everything. I
iPhone
said,
now.
oh hell no.
But I tell you one thing.
Nope. You have to unclick it.
And also, you think
This
it's
is the
more,
best curving system in the world.
What iPhone?
In the world.
Yeah.
You can get I gotta tell her, you can get through here to me for anything, you're good. This joint will curve God if you had to. That's how good this joint is.
Yeah.
What?
And then why the Apple got to
I'm
put
telling
the
you.
why they got to put the green and the blue bubbles and let people know they not iPhone? To make
Oh,
people
definitely.
feel bad about
I'm
themselves.
like, oh, that's Android.
Listen, if we all in a group chat, I'll know that somebody has Android because it's green. So like when all the Androids are gone, because my brother was in a group chat with us, my sisters was like, "Who got the Android?"
Nah, you
My
see?
brother left the chat. She was like, the Android has left.
Look, people don't even want to put their name up there right now. You're like, yo, for real, like they're gonna treat me like a redhead stepchild over here. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
At the end of the day, it's a money grab.
Oh, yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, it's a money grab. And then as the phone becomes more advanced, the more money you paying. Oh, it has this feature. Oh, it has that feature. What I don't like now is that the phones used to come with headphones. No longer.
Yo.
You're paying for every little thing.
You don't even get the charging block. You only get the wire. You don't even get the block.
Oh, yo, I ain't gonna lie.
That's crazy.
You're right. They definitely slaying us with that joint.
But wait a minute now with the iPhone 16, right? That phone can charge his phone. So like you,
your Android,
it's interchangeable.
Yeah, the 16 can charge an Android phone at the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, because when my daughter
I
had,
think
she
they
was
made
like,
it.
"Mom, you have this?" I'm like, no.
I think they made a boo boo.
They didn't.
Apple made a boo boo.
I don't know about that one. We have to
You don't
look
think so?
that one up right there.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We got the
I'm telling
fact.
you.
Oh no, I go through
We
it.
got the fact checker on.
I go through it at home.
Right.
My daughter got the 16.
Yeah.
My wife got the Android. She charging her phone with her charger.
What,
Right.
you plug the two?
I can't even
plug the two into each other or wireless.
No, the plug-in.
The plug.
I can't even use
Oh yeah, because it's
Yeah.
I can't even use the new
USB-C, right?
charger, and I got an Apple product, and I can't even use the new charger because I got the 14.
Right.
Now,
Oh
hold
yeah,
up.
the
You have a
USB-C.
lightning and the new ones have a USB-C.
Right.
That's the voice right there, Lavos. But one more thing before we even venture away from this.
Yeah.
That exclusion thing, we got to talk about cyberbullying. You know what I mean? Because it's real. I mean, I saw an article, where a picture of a girl got a naked picture posted, and she offed herself. You know what I'm saying? So
There have been videos of children doing things that they don't need to be doing, and those anytime anything gets into circulation, it's automatically cyberbullying. But
Right.
That's bad,
us as
man.
individuals, we have to think a little bit smarter. Can you trust this person? Because there's some adults that's out there sending out pictures to each other, and you think that because you're of a certain age that your precious parts won't get out there, and it will. They will. Because all it takes is one share. And that one share, somebody, girl, look. Yo, look. And everybody done seen your lower region. Is it worth it? See it in person.
not just that. You got catfishing, people catfishing.
Well, now
All that.
I don't want I don't want to
Person.
cut you off. Just what you're saying, if it's worth it. I just thought about something. OnlyFans, but how realistic are we? Because
They gotta pay for OnlyFans.
that's
though.
what I'm saying. It's not supposed to be like that. But this is it. Because anyway, it's something for another day or
But-
something.
Don't finish.
Hold up.
Finish your point.
It's stuff from OnlyFans wind up on
But that's what I'm saying.
Instagram.
They bought
'Cause
it.
somebody
They
done screenshotted
or
it.
screen record.
And
Yeah.
then
Screen
put it up,
record.
put it
So
up
is
there.
it anyway for kids? That's for kids though. But like for adults, I mean, if they got to expose themselves on OnlyFans for money, and it says a lot. That's why I'm talking about promiscuity. It has a lot of domino effect. So you cannot be a society, like I said the other day, that where this prevails, and then you expect kids not to do some funny things, like you said, you caught some kids doing. Because you got OnlyFans is very prevailing. A lot of females. I'm not giving it's not a shot to females, but a lot of folks are not
Men
going
too?
to work. Yeah, they're not going to work anymore. They stay home.
I got
Some of them have
OnlyFans.
kids. Some of them
They
have
making
kids,
money.
and their kids knows that that they're working from home, and this is what they're doing. And it's money, but hey, it comes with a price, though. The society is paying the price.
I
Basically,
got OnlyFans.
That's right.
You got OnlyFans?
I be up there with baby oil on and stuff.
Pause.
That's
Now
where the
get
rest
the
of
pause
the
and back.
baby oil-
No diddy.
Pause. Dominican mudslide. Pause. Chill. Hold up.
To your point though, with the OnlyFans, there were a lot of adult entertainers that went to OnlyFans to start making their money there, male and female.
Around COVID time.
Right around. That's what I'm saying. Around COVID.
Yeah, around COVID time.
And then he just kept it going.
But then you have other people that felt as though, you know what, I'm gonna do it too, and they could keep that. And good luck. I hope that.
But
y'all
some
made
of them
your
making
money.
10,000, 12,000 a week.
You can't knock it. I mean, all of that started during
Yeah.
the pandemic.
It's just
You know what I
live
mean?
porno.
It's just. All right.
All right, listen, y'all.
That was-
I think we did a pretty
Very
good.
bold.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job covering that. Long story short,
We hope they covering it.
yeah.
Got to watch out for them pedophiles with
That's
them
right,
cell phones.
catfishing
Yeah.
your kids.
For sure.
For real.
And little 12-year-old nigga chasing 12-year-olds and stuff like that.
What's the punishment for that?
It ain't harsh enough, I tell you that.
We're going to take them to the Negro Court. Y'all going to learn about the Negro Court soon, but that's another story.
Yeah.
That's
But
right.
anyway, Town Crier, we got to wrap this up right here. We can keep going.
Subscribe.
That's right. Like
That's
and
right.
subscribe.
And
Check
share.
us out. We are here. This is the crew. Dominican Mudslide. Cheers.
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 And we out, y'all.
Look, take some time just to meditate. Listen while I educate. I've been busy bridging the gap, so we let's separate. Silence in the syndicate, close but we don't get it yet. Traders to the state, I'm Xing out on the middlemen. Hyped up off adrenaline, watching as things transpire. Calling out the lies, feeling like the town crier. Who's the main antagonist and who's the outlier? They could try to hide them, but I'm here to outline them. Laws, they ain't bulletproof, you know I'll find them. I was born looking for the truth, knowledge is in my root. Wildin' like Bandicoot, haters be a fan of Q. Treat them all like Hannibal, spreading like a point of view.